and bland. We're never on together.
Welcome back, guys, to the Across the Cowboys podcast. I'm your host, Paul Ryan, and with a spoiler, unfortunately, Brendan Fergie Smith won't be joining us tonight, but with us tonight again is Mr. Mike the Pig Crumb. Mike, how are you, sir?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Ready for Christmas. It's
Yes, sir.
Christmas
Yes, sir.
week.
After Thanksgiving, it just feels like the year kind of flies by, bro.
Yes, I'm okay with it. I'm a Halloween guy. I'm not a Christmas guy. Christmas is fine, but I'm not as I like Halloween, and that's more my thing than Christmas. Christmas is whatever.
No, we've got like Thanksgiving, then your birthday, then Christmas, then New Year. So it all kind of like just bam, bam, bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, and like Mitchell's birthday is the 25th of November. So that's always
Mm,
right around Thanksgiving, and then mine's the 24th of this month. It's
yeah.
Christmas Eve, and then so yeah, it's a fun time after Halloween, but I'm a Halloween person.
What's
So
up,
D,
Mr. Daniel? Always showing love, man. Appreciate you stopping by as always, Daniel. Mike, where can people find you on Twitter so they can drop a happy birthday on your timeline, sir?
at CD Piglet guys, Wednesday, Christmas Eve. I try to respond to all of them. I do my best.
Yeah, of course, as you know, Brendan could not join us tonight, but make sure to follow him on Twitter at Brendan underscore Smith 26. You can find me on Twitter at Paul underscore Ryan 15. Well, the Cowboys were officially eliminated from playoff contention, and to make matters worse, they got embarrassed by the Los Angeles Chargers. Mike, let's get into it, man. When you look at this three-game losing streak, is there a game you think we should have won?
Vikings. The
Mm,
JJ McCarthy led offense should not have, even our defense, they shouldn't have killed. Like, that was
that,
sad. And then our offense is normally really great at home, and they were fine. They didn't, they weren't the problem, but they weren't like they weren't their typical at home selves because Brian Flores is a really good defensive coordinator. It's just struggles to see like we have like a pretty great offense,
hmm
and then you run into Brian Flores and like, yeah, a defensive coordinator like that, a defensive coordinator like they have for the Chargers, are gonna like get some stops on every offense. It
Yeah,
just
yeah,
is what it is. They're really good. And it's like once they do, it's like, okay, we lost because you have to score 35 to beat anybody.
yeah.
JJ McCarthy offenses they've been horrible. And the next week they were horrible. They didn't do anything against the Giants. It's not like they were any good the next, it just is what it is. We're the get right game all year long.
Imagine Brian Flores being announced as the DC of the Dallas Cowboys in 2026.
Man, it's possible he's a free agent. So
I'm terrified that he's going to be the new coach of the New York Giants, dude.
it's possible. It's possible.
I
I know
would
he had those
hate
he had
that.
those issues. That's the only reason he's not a head coach already, is he had those issues in Miami where reporting on the team and
Yeah,
all the owners are going to stand together and all that BS. But yeah, I'd love if he doesn't get the head coaching opportunity he deserves. I would love him to end up, Dallas paying. It's they got to stop being cheap and go get him.
but do we have the pieces for a Brian Flores defense?
Oh sure. Oh yeah. Much better than Flus for sure, because one is he'll pressure more with the likes of Ezeraku and Overshone and Leafau, and with the guys we have up the middle, he doesn't really rely on great edge rushers. Minnesota doesn't have them,
Hmm
but he made Eric Wilson into a pass rusher. Eric Wilson wasn't known as that before he got with Brian Flores. Now he was like tripling up pressures on from off ball linebacker position. He was triple the next friggin' like guy. He was three times more pressures than him over the final like 8 weeks or whatever it was, 8-9 weeks. Like he was killing. So yeah, Flores is good. Revel would fit there more. Bland would fit that more. Diggs would, even though I don't think Diggs will be here. I'll be interested to see what they do at safety. Maybe he brings in Harrison Smith from Minnesota. Older, doesn't not, but he knows the system, like an Eric
Yeah.
Kendricks or a Jack Sanborn.
hmm
Um, so I'd be interested to see it. I just like one that like attempts to confuse opposing quarterbacks.
Absolutely, yeah, that would be a nice change for sure. I won't lie, after our 3 game win streak, man, I thought we were going to beat the Lions only because the Lions looked like they were kind of trending down, and it sounded like maybe Amon-Ra wasn't going to play in that game, and they had just lost a big piece in their secondary. His name is leaving me now, and I was just like, the Cowboys have all the momentum, and the Lions are like kind of tail spinning. So I did think that the Cowboys were going to win that game. Of course, it didn't happen, but that was a game where I thought, man, I thought we were going to win this game.
Since 2022, Dan Campbell has not lost back-to-back games. So he knows how to bounce back after a loss.
I was, just kind of thinking about this team, and I keep kind of going back thinking, is this team like the Dan Campbell team when the first season he took over before they like became really, really good? I keep feeling like this team might be that.
They can be, but man, they need
not with Eberflus, obviously, but
yeah, they need a new DC and they need to spend some money on defense. Drafting 2 defensive players in the first round is not going to turn this defense around. They need to spend money on 2-3 real impact players, like real ones. And then, if you use 1 or 2 first round picks, fine.
Yeah. So, Mike, I was trying to find your article, seeing like your prediction of how this game would go, and I couldn't find it. Usually, you will either DM it or text it or whatever. And I looked on your Twitter account. I didn't find you posting it, but did this game go the way you thought it would?
Nobody's reading the articles right now, so I'm producing them, but I haven't been really putting them out as much like I do, because the season's kind of over. So it's like, and you know how busy I've been, so it's like, getting on and taking the time to put it out to everybody is like, I can, nobody's paying attention to the team. They stink. But my prediction was 34-24 Chargers. So
okay.
I thought we would score a little bit, but I didn't think we'd go scoreless in the second half. And a lot of self-inflicted mistakes stopped the offense. But the defense got torched like it typically does. Moving Eberflus to the booth, not impactful. So who'd have guessed that?
Yeah, that didn't work out as well as maybe some would have thought. I wasn't sure how effective that would be. Honestly, I mean, if anything, it would be just the players having to now look at him on the sidelines, wondering what the hell he's doing. But outside of that, I didn't think that was going to have much effect. I thought our offense would look better than it did, but I also didn't realize that how dominant the Chargers secondary had been this season, allowing only 11 pass TDs and having 13 interceptions. Like, that's pretty impressive.
And they were killing them early. It just they had the touchdown pass to Flournoy called back by a hold. CeeDee Lamb false starts on a 3rd and 5. They complete a 9-yard pass, end up missing on 4th down. But if it wasn't for the hold, they would have, theoretically had a first down there. They had another hold on BB later on at midfield when they were at 3rd and 5. Like, they just kept hurting themselves.
Yeah, just kind of, they've done that a few times this season. Maybe not so much in years past, but every time they do it, it just seems like it's the worst. Happens at the worst possible time.
Yeah, you notice it because the defense is so bad that anytime the offense makes a mistake, you're like, oh no, like fuck, we're gonna get, they're gonna pull ahead by 2 scores. It's like makes it hard on Schottenheimer and Dak in the offense.
Flournoy, man, one of the few bright spots for this team this year.
Yeah, of the guys you didn't know, Flournoy's probably the best one.
Absolutely. And one thing that's been kind of shocking is, especially here in the second half, it's like kind of the disappearance of Jake Ferguson in the offense.
Yeah, I just a lot of teams he's easier to take away because he's kind of the blitz outlet, and so if you're going to bring stuff like that, you just kind of stay he's going to be I'm going to stop and turn around. He's not really a threat after the catch now. Travis
Uh-huh.
Kelce gets more yards after the catch, and he's 36 than Ferguson. That's not good. So they need to remedy
insane,
that.
dude.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, that is not good. That is the stat of the day for sure. The Cowboys failed to score in the second half yesterday. Is that a testament to the Chargers defense, or more of like a realization for the Cowboys offense?
I think it's a mix. Like, they missed a couple of fourth downs. I know the
Uh-huh.
one to Hunter Lemke. I was so annoyed because I seen the setup. I seen them move span forward right there, and they had like Turpin 8 yards back in the backfield, and in their mind they're like, oh, people are going to be worried about Turpin. I'm like, Lipke and Brevin Smith Ford are like right there. Is obvious a run up the middle right there, and they went to it and it was stopped. And I'm sitting there looking at it like, yeah, nobody was fooled by you thinking you were going to give Turpin a sweep toss on a 4th and 1, 8 yards back. It was that type of thing was bad, but the Chargers defense is also really good, and I think the loss of Flournoy really hurt the team. I know later on we're talking about how the Chargers kind of took away CD and Pickens in the second half.
Yeah.
And once Flournoy gets hurt, Flournoy in games where CeeDee Lamb was hurt and teams tried to take away Pickens, Flournoy had 100 yards.
Uh-huh.
And so like he's a viable third wide receiver option now who puts up numbers even when he's the second. So him going out and them having to rely on Turpin and Lipke and them is it's not a winning strategy.
Yeah, no, I also kind of felt like there were times where they might have gotten a little too cute.
Yeah.
Instead of just like targeting Pickens and Lamb, they're trying this funny stuff. When in reality, I mean, you see that first half, it's like Pickens and Lamb are getting open, and they're not like having a hard time getting open, and they're able to move the ball, and they just kind of went away from it. I know that we lost Flanoy, but even before it seemed like before that we had kind of like started doing some just trying to get too cute. It seemed like
There seemed like a lot of plays where they were like, well, when we do this, I know they're going to respond like this. Like I believe it was the last pass we threw on a 4th down was a double team corner route to Turpin. And it was like a predetermined because their thought was, oh, these guys will lean this way and we'll have Turpin wide open on a corner route. He'll be fast enough to beat his other guy. And to his credit, he beat the one guy. He had the angle on him, but the one guy was like, well, I have safety help, so I can play him underneath in case he, cuts out or whatever. And they just assumed, well, they're not going to double Turpin. It's like, well, they were playing their responsibilities in that defense. And so if Turpin's the one that's there, the safety's there. And they threw it into it anyway. The Lipke one that I talked about with the run on 4th down, where they're putting Turpin back there and they're just assuming like, oh yeah, they got to look at Turpin. Like, so we're going to be able to sneak this. And it's like, no, you put your blocking tight end right there in front of the fullback. Like clearly it's going there. And it's too cute and I know people think like, well, it was a run up the middle. How is that too cute? Well, it's the way you set it up. Turpin's in the backfield, not Javonte Williams. Because if it's Javonte Williams, nobody's respecting the toss. So you're thinking, well, we'll put Turpin in. Then they have to respect the toss. Like, no, they don't. They're going to play that 1-yard dive. And if you go to the toss, they'll hope they make a play. They'll that type of stuff is too cute.
Yeah. In addition to the loss of Flanoy, what changed for the Cowboys offense after the first half?
They abandoned the run game, especially as the Chargers, like, they could see like, shit, we got to score every time. We're going to need a lot of possessions because the Chargers are going to score. We don't know how many stops you're going to get. So they kind of abandoned the run. I want to say like Javonte Williams had like 9 carries or something. Like it was.
He only had 9, and Malik Davis had 8.
Yeah, it's just weird. I know Javonte Williams a little banged up.
Yeah.
But still, even if you're just going, well, why'd Malik Davis get so many carries? The real quick, why'd you only have 17 carries from your top 2 backs? That's weird.
Yeah. Also, you look at the time of possession played a big part. I don't think there was a single possession for the Cowboys in that second half that was over 5 minutes, and they had only one first down in the entire second half.
That's wild. Just a
How insane is that?
bad half, man. The Chargers defense is good, but not good enough to. I mean, in the first half, we were moving up and down the field on them. Like
We scored 17 points in the first half.
we should have had 3 touchdowns. We had one called back by a hold. That they should have went down and scored all 3 drives they had in the first half. They should have had touchdowns. Second
Yeah,
half,
like
just
the first punt wasn't until the second half.
yeah, it's wild.
Wild indeed, sir. After a big first half from Lamb and Pickens, we've talked about this a little bit, but Shoddy started using Turpin and Hunter Lipke more. Do you think that was the right move, or was he getting too cute there?
I think Flournoy being out is why it ended up
Yeah,
being those two. I think the Chargers are like, we're going to try to do everything we can to eliminate these two. And if we leave Turpin and Lipke and Ferguson and them to make plays, so be it. We'll let
right.
we'll
We'll
let
take
them
that.
go. And so if Flournoy is there, it's a lot harder to do that because Turpin can get you for a big play. Like he has the speed. He's a threat.
Hmm.
But Ryan Flournoy can beat you as a receiver with
Yeah,
receiving routes. If you're just leaving him one on one, he's going to get open.
yeah. And we kind of, just kind of going back to Ferguson. It was weird that he didn't really get a lot of targets in this game, and wasn't another game where he just kind of, disappeared.
Yeah,
Especially
too
after
many of those.
Flournoy goes, went out.
Yeah, too many of those. Too many of those games from Jake Ferguson was like because he has so many receptions. He's not really a yards guy, but he at least is like the second and 10, get you 4 to 6 yards to make third and manageable. Hot route guy, on a blitz and stuff. And yeah, there's a few games where it's like, damn, he just didn't get the ball.
Yeah, just kind of talking about just a couple of games, but Brian Broaddus was talking about the Vikings game, just kind of recapping. He said he thought that Dak had left a lot of plays on the field, maybe playing a little too conservative, not taking enough shots. Did you think that Dak was seeing the field well against the Chargers?
I thought he was fine against the Chargers. The Flores type defenses where you line up everybody at the line of scrimmage has always been one thing that Dak isn't his best at. Now
Yeah.
he gets better every year. Like there was no turnovers. They should have put 32 points on Flores. They missed 2 field goals.
Uh-huh.
So like it wasn't like he got shut down.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah. No,
think
he wasn't saying that.
yeah, I think what happened with the Chargers is the team knew they were struggling running.
Uh-huh.
They couldn't like run long drives because their defense was giving up points every time. So they got into a mode where they had to try to score touchdowns all the time, and you would get to fourth down and then you wouldn't make the play. And they would end up losing two or three fourth downs they didn't hit on. So yeah, it makes it tough if your defense stinks, your offense has to be perfect, and they're not even like forget elite perfect. They're like battling good to great. Like
Uh-huh.
they're like good right now.
Yeah, I mean the wear and tear on Javante has definitely caught up to him after having a really, really solid season up to this point.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't pay him. But you know me with the running back stuff. I'm like, I just get another veteran, cheap veteran, put him in there, draft another guy day 3, run the same combo. Your offensive line's getting better.
Yeah.
Your Clayton Adams seems to be back.
Hmm.
Like you should be fine running.
I was kind of thinking to myself, I'm like, we got Mafa, we've got Jadon Blue, who we don't know anything about. Of course, we don't know anything about Mafa, but I'm like, if we just had Malik Davis and we drafted another day 3 guy, and then we had like Malik Davis, a rookie, Mafa, and Jadon Blue, I think I'd be okay with that room just because I want us to address like all the weaknesses on defense in the best way possible.
I would like to get a veteran that I know could pick up blitzes.
Hmm.
That's what worries me about Maffa, Blue, Davis, is none of them or blitz pickup guys, and you can't just have Hunter Lipke out there because then your threat of the run isn't the same, you
Yeah.
know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How much of Shoddy's play calling and game planning have been the cause for Dallas's 3-game losing streak?
I mean, they haven't been. This is the funny thing. This has been a big thing on Twitter. It's like people are saying like, "Oh, Shoddy's getting a pass because this and that," and it's like, no, like believe me, we see Shoddy's issues. Too conservative, especially on the road. Gets
Hmm.
cute in the red zone.
Yeah.
Like is not a good play caller in the red zone. Like he has his issues. It's just it's like I don't remember if we talked about this before, but it's like he's the you got rear-ended and the bumpers kind of messed up, and it's like, man, I don't want that's not good. I want to fix it, but like my engine is blown out. Like I can't even drive the car because of the defense being
Yeah.
the engine blown out. So I can't. It's hard for me to focus on the bumper thing because I'm like, well, they're
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Top 5 offense. They score, 28 points a game or whatever it is. I'm not sure if it's that number, but I know it's high. And I'm like,
It's in the 25s, I think.
yeah, somewhere in there. So they score enough. They're a good enough offense. If their defense could just like not be atrocious, they're in the playoffs. So it's hard for me to. I acknowledge his mistakes. He doesn't get a pass. There's issues they need to work on, but that is something you can win with. He is
Yeah.
something you could win with. You can't win with the defense. The defense is the problem, and the special teams is more of a problem than the defense or than the offense too.
Yeah. Going back to the what changed for the Cowboys in the second half is their like field position was god awful too.
Oh, the
Every
Detroit
possession.
game, it killed them against Detroit. I was sitting
Yeah.
there like, why are we still kicking to them?
Hmm.
Brandon Aubrey can kick it out of bounds. What are we doing?
Yeah.
At least it would keep them before the 40. Their average field position was like 40 something. It was wild.
Yeah. We had a lot of drives starting at like our not even making it past like the 40 a lot yesterday.
Yeah, that has been that has been an enormous drop off between Fossil and I think with the new regime they wanted they didn't want to pay Fossil money and Fossil kind of probably wanted to move on, but man, you can't neglect special teams because you had a returner that was an all pro a couple of years ago who made that move against Washington, was kick returner, and he's awful this year. And I refuse to believe that it's like, oh, this is a Turpin thing. Like
Yeah.
only. Like, no, he should be hitting some stuff. Like there's something going wrong with like this is our plan on returns, and that plan is bad, and it's making
Hmm.
Turpin look a lot worse than he should. Last year, he was a good returner. He had the spin move on the Commanders for the touchdown. Like he had big returns in both areas, and now he's like, I don't get the fake punt call. I know that's him, that's not the special teams coach, but the special teams coach should be like, what's the minute that happens once, it should never happen again. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
don't fucking put your hand up and then run ever for any reason.
Yeah. I mean, he all pro every year of his career prior to this year. I mean,
Fossil.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is this team underachieving or are they just bad?
Defense is bad. Special teams is underachieving. Special teams never, they basically had the same people. There
Hmm.
ain't that big of a changeover. And they went from one of the best units to like, we can't cover kicks and punts at all. And our return game is underwhelming. The return game is definitely underachieving. Aubrey and Anger are still good. The kickers are still really good, but every other aspect is declining on special teams.
Yeah, I would say underachieving as well because you look at it, we should have at least 3 more wins, but an inexperienced coach, just a bad defensive coordinator, have led us to losing games we should have won. Other than our defense, what is the team's biggest weakness? I think you're probably going to say the special teams, which is the running.
Yeah, the return, the kickoff coverages, whether it's kickoff coverage or punt coverage, and the return game has fallen off, but especially the coverage teams. The coverage teams are almost defense bad.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Well, here we are. No, here. Last question. No, we just answered that. Mike's view from the sidelines prior to getting injured. What did the All 22 say about Ryan Flinway?
He beats what he's a legit, like, really good third wide receiver. Like, third wide receivers don't get a bunch of 100-yard games, and I think he had what, 2 or almost 3. I know he had 2.
He had one against Detroit, one against was it the Jets or was it Carolina?
He might have got one against each. He had 2, and then he was close to a third. Like, that I'll take it when you have Lamb, when you have Ferguson setting receiving records on receptions, so he's getting targets. We know Lamb gets targets. We know Pickens ended up getting more targets than Lamb, having a career year. So for Florida to be able to come in and get that, and in this game specifically, he's just getting better as he works with Dak. And I know there's going to be people that don't like Dak. I get it, yada, yada. I'm not even battling with y'all anymore. Like, if you can't see what that guy's doing, this team should not even have 6 wins with that defense and special teams unit. And he's dragged them to 6. He's dragged them to a chance of being 500 with a bottom 3 special teams and defensive unit. But, when he gets time to develop with guys, and it's like he's made James Brooks look like this guy could be a wide receiver 3. He's made Turpin look better. He's made Cobb a resurgence. Look at his years with Aaron Rodgers right before and wherever he went afterwards, and what Dak did with them. Schultz and Ferguson, and like Dak does this. So as he's getting more reps, he looks better and better. He gets open against one-on-one coverage. He has height and speed. Like, he should be one of the things people are really excited for. And it was so good that he just has a knee sprain, nothing major from that leg injury this last game. So that's huge. I just want him to get out of this healthy so he can go into next season's training camp as, like, we know what it's going to be. Like, he's going to be wide receiver 3. So we won't have to worry about the Tolbert stuff early. We won't have to worry about the Mingo stuff. We know who the dude is now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What did the All 22 say about Trevon Diggs?
He made some mistakes in his coverage. I seen Lou and Bobby Belt going back after it. I don't want to call out Lou here, but in that cover 2 scenario, it was Diggs' job to cover the guy going up the sideline, even though cover 2 is typically in flat. The way that play was run with the guy coming in motion, it kind of switches things up. And also the way that I know that anyway, but the way it was confirmed by Brian Broaddus, he asked about it, and they said, yeah, that it was a Diggs issue. So he had a couple issues like that, but he overall, him and Revel had bad days. But I mean, the Revel thing for sure. I even put in the article that's coming out. Major takeaways, like, I'm not putting anything on Revel this year. We've seen people coming off ACL tears that are all pros and look like crap their first year out. This guy's a rookie playing 5 games, coming off a torn ACL in a scheme that doesn't fit his strengths. Yeah. And he was bad, and Diggs wasn't good either. Like, both of them gave up about the same amount. Revel was a little bit more, but neither of them had a good day. And I expect Revel to be the starter across from Bland next year, or with Bland in the slot if they get another outside guy. And I expect Diggs to not be on the team and go somewhere else where he fits in a better system and probably play pretty well.
All right. How many prospects have you watched so far, and who was the first?
I'm nearly at 40, and my first one is the guy that I would just just let him drop to us at that first pick. It's been a big thing for here. I'll see if you can guess the guy. It's been a big thing for me that the biggest need for Dallas is not an edge, even though that's a huge need, maybe equal, not a corner, even though that's a huge need and maybe equal, not a linebacker. That is a need. I wouldn't say it's as equal as the others, but it is a big need. But for me, it's been safety. I think if you can get a safety that is great, that puts everything together. Hey, this is what's happening in front of us. He takes away the deep third. He can make plays on the back end. I want a guy who can come up and play slot like Petrie for the Texans or Buda Baker. Kyle Hamilton does a lot, like one of those types. So the guy I went to first was Caleb Downs, Ohio State safety. And I just I love him. Like if there's a way that he could fall, I think he'll end up being a top 12 pick. But if somehow we get in there, or even if we're 12 to 16 and he falls, I know safety is not thought of as a position like that but it's different right now. The way quarterbacks are playing and stuff, that safety is big time. And I want him. I want Caleb Downs. Like I want a safety or pay one. Go get a guy that's a Fitz, a Buddha, Petrie, one of those, dudes back there. Pay him and get one. We need a safety.
All right. Here we are with one word. If the Cowboys fire Matt Eberflus after the season, that will mean blank for the 2026 season.
Hope. You have no real hope if Eberflus is back. I'm just being real about it. Like the stuff doesn't fit. His blitzes aren't good. It doesn't feel like the players believe in him. Like it's bad. So, if he's still there, you're kind of like, okay, they're giving up on this season. They don't want to pay another guy. They're going to run the bullshit continuity, thing. But really it's like, okay, they're just going to be cheap again. So it would be hope if he was fired.
I would say my word was progress. We saw Jerry Jones this year make some big trade deadline moves. Something we hadn't really seen a lot, making like some real impactful moves. Acquiring Quinn Williams and stuff, and trying to do something to better this team. So I feel like if he would say that he wanted to bring Eberflus back and then watch how the defense has performed these last couple of weeks and then decide to part ways, I feel like that would be progress for the Cowboys.
Yeah, good word. Progress is very good word.
All right, so here we are with top 5, and tonight, Mike, you're a sneaker guy. I'm starting to build my collection. I've always appreciated sneakers, so we are going to be ranking the shoes we wish we had in our collections. Mike, you've been on kind of a tear this year, adding to your collection, getting some hype stuff.
Yeah, the top 3 in mine are shoes that I will be getting by the end of this year. So I'm very happy about that. I just paid off my 2 trips. I'm very disciplined like that. Mm-hmm. Like I don't want to get into my stuff that's for big things. The water heater goes out, the roof has a leak, stuff like that. Like I won't even get into that to go on Disneyland trips, stuff like that. Like so I'm disciplined. So there's shoes that are already out that most people would already have, and that I waited on because I was like, no, pay your trips off. You've had some fun this last 2 months. Make sure that gets paid. Make sure your stuff's all set up, and then go and make your next big purchase, which is I'm just going to get all 3 of these. One will be on my birthday because that's when it comes out. So that's a hint for you guys. And the other 2 are already out and are awesome. I just haven't been able to get them yet. So I'll be dropping those too soon.
I'm going to guess. I feel like one of those shoes might be the Bugs Bunny, but don't say it if I'm right or wrong. And I don't know if this is going to be on your list, but man, the Jordan Mochas that I think are coming out in a couple of days are gorgeous shoe. But what's number 5 on your list, sir?
The Jordan Mochas were 6. That was 6 on my list.
That's such a gorgeous shoe.
Number 5 is an older shoe. When these were coming back, I don't know how much I was getting. I don't have Kobe's. I wasn't getting them. So I want to go back and get the Nike Kobe 5 Protro 5 rings. I just like them because they look a lot like Laker shoes. They're very much purple, gold, and black. And I just think they look awesome. So that's one of the Kobe's that I want to go back and grab.
I thought you were going to say the Grinches there for a second.
Which ones?
The Grinches, the green ones.
No, I don't. So this is about as close as I'll get to green.
Okay.
I'm not wearing green shoes, but I like the grapes. I like
the grapes. Man, that's a gorgeous shoe, dude. It's so wearable.
It is, and it works. It works with darks, even though it's a lighter color, but it really works with color outfits with color. It works really well with those. So yeah, it's
summertime and fall if you know how to dress.
Yes, I do not. I just wear Disney clothes.
Hey, the Disney wave is strong, man. I noticed a lot of people wearing Disney merch here lately. Number 5 for me, this shoe just came out earlier this year, but the Jordan 4 Undefeated, the green ones with the orange laces.
Yes, nice pair. I do not have again the green and orange. I don't think I'm cool enough to wear them.
Well, you don't have to wear the orange. The orange is like a lace swap. They have black. They come with black and orange laces. So
I would want the orange. I would want.
Yeah, I mean, you want to rock the orange, but you don't really necessarily. I feel like if you're always trying to match your outfit, like with your sneaker, that's not necessarily corny, but you don't have to do that so much as you had to in the past. You know what I mean?
Yes. If I was cooler, I would have those. Green and orange, I don't feel cool enough to wear.
Outfit hack though, if you wear all neutral colors, bro, you don't have to worry about so much about matching everything. You know what I mean? Because it all kind of blends together.
Yes, I'm fat, so I wear a lot of black.
Black, I feel that, man. Number 4 on my list. This is kind of like a classic. I feel like this is a good sneaker to get. Maybe when you're building your collection, I feel like this is probably like the sneaker that starts to love for people collecting sneakers. The Air Jordan 1 High, the Chicago colorway, like the Air Jordan 1, like the original, the first. You know what I mean?
Yes. What do you want those? So when I did my list, I did them as ones that I want to wear.
No, I don't want to wear them for sure. I mean, of course, like it'd be cool to like have them on display, but no, I want to. When I buy sneakers, I want to wear mine.
Okay.
But I did say like I wonder. I was like, I wonder if Mike's gonna have the Air Mags on his collection, but I'm like, that's not really something you want to wear. That's like a display, but just to have them, just to say you have them, like the Back to the Future sneaker, you know.
I did all mine for ones that I want to wear and take pictures at the Disney parks with.
All right. So number 4 on your list, sir.
Number 4 is the Kobe 9 EM Protro. Again, similar to the 5s, little darker, a little less going on with those. But I want a pair of Kobe Laker, like the Laker color ones, like especially the Black Mamba ones that remind me of the Black Mamba jerseys, you know?
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's the type of one I want. It's a lot like the 12s up there that are hidden because the puppy is, when he was in here was a chewer, and I don't wear the 12s much right now. He didn't get any of my Jordans. He gets the cheaper shoes. He goes after the work shoes. Weirdly, the ones I'm wearing are my most expensive shoes because they were custom for my foot. Because my health.
Yeah.
But I let him chew those. I'm like, I don't give a
fuck. Just not the Jordans, please.
Yes, don't mess with the ones I'm going to take out and wear for at places.
My cousin Ryan, he had the OG Kobe's when he was with Adidas, like the Kobe's first ever signature shoe. Those were sick.
Yeah, they were. Kobe's had nice shoes. He's had. I don't go for his overly like colored ones, but I'm not like that, like the neons and stuff. That type of stuff doesn't go for me. But his like Laker color ones and his the purple gold and the white gold, ones are really nice.
Yeah. Number 3 on my list, sir, I have the Travis Scott the Jordan Low olives. I don't know how familiar you are with the Jordan Scott, like his Jordan sneakers that he's had, but they're
Oh,
just the low.
the
They're
Travis
really,
Scott ones.
yeah, they have the reverse check on them. They're all white, and then they have like hits of black and green. Like my favorite colorway. Those were the ones.
I had one in the top 10 of ones I wanted, the brown one, the brown and white Travis Scotts, the ones that are
Yeah,
like tan
reverse
color.
mocha.
Yes, I like those a lot. But they didn't make my top 5, but I like them.
Yeah, the high reverse mocha almost made my top five, but they did not. Number two on my list. I don't know how you feel about this person or his shoes, but the Yeezy 500 and the Wave Runners. I'm not how familiar you are with those.
I don't know those. That's not obviously a Jordan brand one.
No, it's Kanye West.
Oh, okay. No, I've stuck pretty much to Jordans, bronze, well, Luca's and Kobe's, which are Jordans, but I don't expand much off of the Jordan, Braun, Kobe, Luca
Hmm.
matrix. I stay right in that. Like I like a pair of Tatum's, but it's a Boston Celtics, so that'll never fucking happen. But there's
Right,
a pair
right.
of Tatum's that's like it probably would have made my top 5 if he played for any other team.
For real. The Tatum's, so they look kind of crazy, but some of the colorways they actually kind of work. I think they look pretty cool. Here's
Yeah,
the here's
Tatum.
the here's the shoe I was talking about. I don't know if you're familiar with that model there, but it's the 700. Excuse me, not the 500, but that's it right there.
No, no, I'm not.
That's more of like an everyday sneaker. I feel like when they first came out, I was like, man, this is kind of
I
weird, but
wish I could. I wish
like
I
really want me.
could. I wish I could text you so you could see, so you could post the final 3 that I'm putting. I wish we don't tell each other our top 5, so
Yeah.
but I would love for you to be able to put them up because they're so clean. But my top 3,
What's your number
number,
two?
huh?
What's your number two?
I'm on 3. No, I've only done the 2 Kobe's.
Oh, my bad. Here, what's your number three? I apologize.
No, no, you're good. The Air Jordan Retro 12, they're the taxi. So it's Air Jordan
Oh
Retro 12
yeah, those are
taxi.
about to come out.
So those are out. Those and my next one, which is another Air Jordan Retro 12, they're both out. The third one is Taxi, which is a black and white one with
Yes,
gold.
that is a beautiful shoe, as simple as it looks.
Is it let me see. Yeah. God, I want it. See the
Dude,
gold on
that
it?
is yeah. And
So
they've retroed a
clean.
few different times, but they kept like different variations, and people were like, "This is not the taxi," this is not the taxi, and this is actually the one that is out now is a retro of the actual taxi.
Now look at Retro 12's French Blue.
Oh man, those are another beautiful shoe.
Oh, it is gorgeous. Wait till y'all see this shoe. This one, and as a Cowboys fan, it's
Yeah.
like Cowboys colors because it's blue and white, and then the little things, the little shoelace things are silver.
Hmm.
So
Perfect.
clean, so clean. But yeah,
Oh man,
the Air Jordan Retro 12 French Blue. Yes.
that is a beautiful, beautiful shoe. Again, another very easily wearable shoe too.
Yes. That's my style. That's what I like right there. And then
Yeah.
I'll let you do your one last since you're looking them up. I'll give you my one. It comes out on Christmas Day. So you got to look up Kobe 3 Protro Christmas. And you can honestly put Kobe 12/24 2025 and they'll come up.
Oh my
They're nicknamed the
god,
Jack Frost. They're nicknamed the Jack Frost shoe. Look at this shoe. It
dude,
is,
that is sick.
oh, this shoe is, I will be up at 6:30 in the morning waiting at 7 o'clock for this to drop so I can get these for my birthday.
Are you gonna wait in line somewhere, or are you go trying to buy it online?
I buy it online. Look
Oh,
at
okay.
that shoe. The way, and when
Holy
you see
cow,
it from
dude.
the front angle, it looks
Man.
like it's freezing as it goes towards your toes. It's one of the sickest designs I've ever seen. And it's not, it's very unique. Like it's rare you see a shoe that the way that colors is sick, dude. So that's my number
that is a
one, and I
beautiful
will
original
get
shoe.
that. I will get that on my birthday. I will have it. I'm one of their priority there. So when I hit at 7 a.m., they know my size, they know what I'm paying it on, they know everything. So
Are you buying on Chic?
no, I buy from Nike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have because you could get the app and set
Yeah, sneakers up.
Yeah, you set the 3 sizes that I like. It starts with the first one because sometimes it doesn't, go, they sell out before you can get to it.
Yeah.
But anywhere 12, 12 and a half, 13 I can wear, and typically I get one of those. I haven't missed one yet, so knock on wood that I'm able to get those because those are just gorgeous shoes. Okay, what's your one? Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Number one, I don't know if you're familiar with the shoe, so I will actually look it up so you can see it. But
Yes,
there
please.
was, this is going to be the Sean Witherspoon Air Max, and I'm not sure you'll probably like this shoe too much because it's a pretty colorful shoe, but again, one that I find to be easily wearable if you know how to dress.
Sean Witherspoon. Where
He was he owned a really popular store called Round Two out in California. It was
Okay.
like where you could go buy vintage and stuff, but he was a long time like sneakerhead, real well known in the sneaker community, and he got the opportunity to design a shoe with like some other creators on Nike, and he designed this
I
beautiful
don't
thing right
hate
here.
that. I don't hate that at all.
Yeah, this is like a bucket list sneaker for me right here, bro.
That's
You see how
sick.
expensive it is though?
1,200.
I'll
Yeah.
probably never own it unless I like win a major fantasy tournament, but
That is
God,
one. It's because StockX, man, that it's a resale.
yeah.
It's going to be hard to get new. You're going to have to pay the triple price basically. That shoe's probably like 300, but because it's a resale, the person's trying to make, it's like a business for them. They buy it and then they sell it, and I don't hate on them for that.
If you like sneakers, now's a good time to build your collection because the sneaker market is not what it once was. You can get
Agreed.
Jordans easily.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'm jealous of you getting those taxis and those French blues, man. That's gonna be a nice. Well, I'm surprised you don't like the bug. Do you like the Bugs Bunnies, or are you just not something you're prioritizing?
They don't sound familiar. Are they Jordans?
Yeah, let me.
Yeah,
They're
look them
like,
up real quick. We're well under the hour, so we're doing good. We can pick up we
what's
can pick
this?
up one more shoe here.
What's the score looking like?
It's 34-27 San Francisco. San Francisco's in goal to go though. Brock Purdy's running around like crazy. And did he catch it or was he out of bounds? Out of bounds. 3rd and goal. But there's 7:42 left. So even if they get a field goal, it's not. Oh, that's a touchdown, people. That's a touchdown.
They just scored another touchdown.
Well, they called it incomplete, but that's a touchdown.
Mm.
That is a touchdown by whoever that is. What a catch by some guy. I have no idea who he is.
Not Jawan
And I
Jennings.
know the Niners players. Yeah, he's number 88. He's got to be a backup tight end. Tongus or whatever.
Oh,
That's nice.
yeah.
No, that's nice. I would get that.
Yep. Man, even the preschool or the grade school version's 165 though, but that is a really nice shoe.
Probably be 230 for the men's.
Yeah. I can't justify spending $200 on shoes right now. Neither can my wife.
All 3 of the shoes I'm getting are $215 a piece.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. My wife kind of looks at me side-eyed like, "You really got another package coming on the porch, bro?"
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, lady. All right.
I've been able to cop 2 different pairs of shoes for a total of $100, and like, so I've been feeling pretty good. Nike and New Balance. Very happy with those purchases.
Nice. I spent $215 on the LeBrons, which were nice, good shoes. wore them for a lot of pictures. Now they're kind of like, okay, cool. I'll switch them out with the grapes and the Lucas and wear them every once in a while. But it's time for these 3 new ones to be the next trip.
Like their mark, yes sir, yes sir. Well, Mike, as always, man, top 5 kind of brightens the day. That is the day of a Cowboys fan here, sir.
Yeah, it's a way to get out of the fact that like we're done and we got to go through another off season of hope. And the thing that, man, just it's been so long since they've really went out and paid players. I just don't know if they will do it now. You're old and you're stubborn and like they're like, oh, we can find these guys like the what we pay for this real impact guy, we could get solid from these guys and it'll be good enough, and it's not going to be good enough.
Yeah.
And so it worries me that that trading Micah, even though I love Quentin Williams, trading Micah might have ended Dak's chances of winning anything. That's a bummer.
Oh, that's a bar. That's a good way to go out. Mike, before we get you out of here, where can we find you on Twitter, sir?
CD Piglet, guys, nice and easy.
I'm Paul Ryan. You can find me on Twitter at Paul_Ryan15. We appreciate you joining us, and we will see you guys next week.
Look old and fat, and I